The heartless Jiang Ming, when he left Zhao Zhou's dormitory, suddenly felt a little guilty for him. He thinks that people like Zhao Zhou, although hateful, are really pitiful. He is an orphan without a father and no mother. After so many years of hard work, he hasn't come up with anything. In the end, he found a girlfriend. If he knew that his girlfriend was enjoying herself under other men when his girlfriend called and scolded him, what kind of mood would he be in? Moreover, he just emptied all of his wealth. He was also given a loan of more than 500,000, all of which were usury without exception. It is estimated that in a week, he will have to pay back at least 1 million. It is estimated that after a month, he will have at least several million. By that time, he might be desperate, right? However, he is also a mud bodhisattva crossing the river, and he cannot protect himself. No way, if one of the two people must die, he hopes that the other person will die. Moreover, he hasn't gone ashore yet. If you want to go ashore, at least you have to get hundreds of thousands more. Thinking of this, he no longer sympathized with Zhao Zhou. Regardless of him, let's live alive. At this moment, at the dining table of the Hyatt Hotel, Jiang Ming has become the target of the thousands. Even the few followers before him all hated him one by one. While everyone looked down on Jiang Ming, they admired Charlie very much. After all, he can donate 1 million to the orphanage at his fingertips. Certainly not just 1 million. Everyone realized that they had looked down on Charlie before. In order to curry favor with Charlie, many people kept saying kind words, toasting him, complimenting him, and even kneeling and licking him. Charlie didn't have any arrogance, but he was not too humble. He always maintained a calm mentality, which made people feel a little unpredictable. Zhao Hao has been waiting for everyone to finish Charlie's praise. He picked up a glass of wine and said seriously, "Charlie, thank you for all this for the orphanage, I toast you a glass." Charlie looked at him and nodded gently. Apart from Xiaofeng and Aunt Lena, Zhao Hao was the first person to toast to him because he had donated money to the orphanage. Those other people, they toast to him, not because he donated money to the orphanage, but because they find that he seemed to be rich. These are two completely different starting points. Those who rush to the orphanage to toast are those who really care about the orphanage. Those who rush to the orphanage to toast are all hoping to have a relationship with him. After all, for these friends, it is certainly not easy to donate 1 million to the orphanage at will, and it has far exceeded their cognition. Charlie and Zhao Hao drank a glass of wine, and Zhao Hao sighed sincerely. "Charlie, I am really pleased to see that you can have today. I felt that you are different from each of us, and knowing why, I thought you were great at that time, and I thought you would be promising in the future. I didn't expect you to be so generous." Charlie smiled indifferently, and said, "When we two slept on the construction site together, we were very happy to have enough food every day. We were paid every month. We two of us could have extravagance and buy 2 side dishes. I had a few bottles of beer and a drink in the shed on the construction site. In my opinion, it is already a great satisfaction." After a pause, Charlie said again, "Because of that experience, I don't have too much material requirements now. Eat better, dress better, use better, live better. In fact, it really doesn't make much sense to me." Zhao Hao nodded earnestly and said, "Brother, I understand what you say. We two worked together in the same job back then, but I saved up all the money I earned. I hope that I will be able to turn over as the capital of the salted fish in the future. All the money you earned was donated to the orphanage. At that time, I felt that I might not be as good as you in my life, because your situation is much bigger than mine." After all, Zhao Hao sighed softly and laughed at himself. "Facts have proved that I am really nothing." Charlie said solemnly, "Brother, don't be arrogant at any time, as long as you can do it. You are worthy of the world, worthy of your conscience, worthy of yourself. Even if your material life is not so good, you are a very happy person." As he said again, "Look at this world, how many wealthy people have made their homes by doing bad things, and how many people who have no money are deliberately thinking about stealing, robbing, cheating, and occupying some from others. One thing, there are too few people who can do no harm. Claire silently listened to Charlie's words, and suddenly felt that her image of her husband had become radiant at this moment and in her own mind. From his donation to the orphanage, to the moment he said such a statement, she was impressed. Zhao Hao drank a little wine and was a little bit on his head, so he was also a little impulsive at this time. He held Charlie's hand and said with red eyes, "Charlie, I have been muddled for more than 20 years. Today you made me understand. I thought I shouldn't have left at the beginning. I went to Haicheng because I always thought in my heart that I would stand up, make a fortune, and become a master. In the past few years, I have never thought about giving back and raising the orphanage I grew up. Looking back now, I really feel guilty." Charlie smiled slightly. "Zhao Hao, people must first take care of themselves, and then take care of the world. If you can't take care of yourself, I don't want you to donate your limited money to the orphanage, so you must take care of yourself first. We are all suffering. Days come, and there is no family, no dependents, only one can rely on. At this time, you must be nice to yourself and let yourself live well first.